Just this week, Australia and Papua New Guinea have officially signed a new defence agreement, dubbed the Pupac Treaty. This treaty significantly strengthens the security and defence relationship between the two countries. The treaty is designed to enhance regional stability, with both countries aiming to address growing security concerns in the Indo-Pacific region. It emphasises joint military and training exercises, intelligence sharing, and cooperation in responding to regional threats, including natural disasters and security challenges. The treaty comes in response to the increasing influence of China in the Pacific region. While not explicitly aimed at countering China, the treaty is viewed as a strategic alignment that strengthens Australia's role in the Pacific and reinforces PNG's sovereignty in a time of shifting global power dynamics. Despite close defence cooperation, PNG has been careful not to frame this as a formal military alliance, as it aims to maintain a balanced foreign policy and avoid antagonising other powers. So in this video, we're going to break down the treaty and how this impacts Australia's position as a regional player. Before we continue though, I'd like to mention our monthly magazine Snapshots, which includes some of the most interesting and spicy stories which are a bit too hot for YouTube, which are available online and in print now. You can purchase it down the link below. Thank you. Australia and Papua New Guinea have a diverse relationship, with the land of Papua being a former colonial possession of the British Empire in the late 18th century. With the capture of New Guinea after the First World War, the territory of Papua was handed over to Australia as an external territory, while New Guinea was an Australian-administered League of Nations, later United Nations territory. In 1949, both territories were merged as the territory of Papua and New Guinea, and remained an external territory until its independence on the 16th of September 1975. During that period, the relationship between the two was described as unequal and colonial, but not overly violent. Australia exercised control and invested in limited infrastructure and education, while PNG remained a territory. Both made significant sacrifices during the Second World War, but internal aspirations, external pressures, and practical realities drove the two apart, with PNG becoming an independent country in 1975. Following independence, the relationship between the two countries has remained close, but often strained. Australia stayed deeply involved in PNG's development, particularly through aid and technical assistance. However, PNG soon faced major internal challenges, including corruption, economic instability, and the Bougainville conflict, a civil war from 1988 to 1998 that profoundly disrupted the political landscape. While Australia played a key role in brokering the Bougainville peace agreement, its involvement also underscored growing tensions over perceived interference and influence. In the years that followed, PNG leaders increasingly pushed for greater autonomy in foreign policy and development, and the relationship gradually shifted. PNG began to assert more independence, seeking to diversify its partnership and reduce its reliance on Australia. Despite this slow detachment, the two nations have recently drawn closer once again. In 2025, they signed the Pupac Treaty, a landmark defence agreement symbolising a renewed commitment to cooperation. The Pupac Treaty is part of Australia's broader strategy to strengthen ties with Pacific nations and reinforce security in a region increasingly shaped by geopolitical competition. For PNG, the treaty aims to enhance its defence capabilities through military cooperation, joint training, and capacity building supported by Australia. While both governments have largely welcomed the agreement, it has also raised concerns, particularly around PNG's sovereignty and long-term implications of deeper military ties. Critics caution that while the territory bolsters bilateral relations, it could complement PNG's effort to balance its relationship with other regional powers, especially China, which maintains growing interest in the Pacific, with its most recent activity involving the delivery of foreign aid and police training to the Solomon Islands. For Australia, this treaty has been seen as a success, securing its northern partner and reinforcing its soft influence in the Pacific. Australia also faces what's been described as a chronic manpower shortage in its defence force, last year falling 20% short of its required personnel recruitment. Following this, Australia opened up ADF recruitment to foreign nationals of the so-called Five Eyes countries, the US, Canada, Australia, the UK and New Zealand, in an attempt to address skill shortages. While these issues have been resolved domestically in the short term due to an unexpected surge in enlistments, the PNG Treaty is still a major win for Australia, with the treaty allowing up to 10,000 Papuans to serve in the ADF under a joint agreement. Australia also gains more structured access to PNG's military infrastructure, including training and joint exercises. It enables greater interoperability between Australian and PNG Defence Forces, improving Australia's regional security posture. It also potentially allows for forward deployment or rapid response in times of regional crisis, whether military, humanitarian or natural disaster related. For Papua New Guinea, the treaty places implicit pressure on PNG to do more in the Pacific, especially as Australia takes a more assertive security role. Papua may be expected to deepen its own engagement with Pacific Island nations to maintain relevance and influence. Papua has traditionally preferred a less militarised, more developmental approach to Pacific engagement. The treaty may force Papua to navigate a careful line between supporting regional security while avoiding being drawn into the growing geopolitical divide between the West, China and the Southeast Asian nations. Lastly, the treaty could result in compartmentality or a form of comparative advantage, where both countries are able to focus more on what they're best at with the lowest opportunity cost. For example, Australia could set up maritime presence in the region, while Papua provides more military training and substantial ground forces. However, this treaty still faces unease from some local PNG politicians and could trigger a more prominent response from China, which has ambitions in the Pacific and as well as Taiwan. So we'll have to see where developments lead from there. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed our content, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you can keep in the loop regarding the important news stories from the world and around Australia. I'd like to thank our community and the team for bringing this video together. Your support is crucial, and if you'd like to help our mission of providing simple to understand news, consider donating, purchasing some of our merchandise, or sharing this video with a friend. I'm Heath, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.